first video of the day. It's gonna be a vlog. I'm going to this poetry thing that starts at 7. You gotta be there by 6. So just left my friend's house. Gonna go to my house, change, and go pick her up. And she's gonna vlog the whole thing for me. So she's gonna be like my little camera person or whatever. So yeah. But just wanted to, start off, new channel, gonna be lit. But see y'all when I get there. Alright, I just got back to my friend's house. Waiting on her to come out. We're gonna be late. But I just put on some white pants and I got me a Aeropostale shirt. So yeah. But waiting on her to come out. So yeah. Whenever she comes. But go to this poetry thing. And vlog, be the first vlog on the channel. And everything like that. It's gonna be pretty dope. Here she comes. Look at that. You gotta open it.
Okay.
You can see that you got help. Anyways. What's up, little man? So we made it. We wasn't late, surprisingly, because somebody was taking a nap home. But it's okay. She's here now. How about it? But I'm gonna perform soon, but it's gonna be on her camera instead of mine because I just wrote the poem and I don't remember it. So yeah. So once it starts, she'll be recording on her phone, right? Right. All right.
Yeah. Well, I'm hungry. I'm gonna give you some chicken wings and I'll be back. Okay, go on. All right.
Dear Grandma, I miss you. I miss coming home to you and seeing you sit there in your little black chair, you, who are the village that took the time to raise me from the moment I left the safety net of my mother's arms in that sterile white room. I miss you. I miss waking up every Saturday morning to see you watch soap operas in general hospitals. I miss the way you always saved mountains of food for me, and if I didn't like it, you tasted to convince me that it was good. And then we'd laugh till I filled my belly to make you happy. I miss the way you'd laugh at the way my video game characters looked, and how you never took life for granted. Grandma, I miss you. Like a grizzly bear, anytime any harm came my way, I was your cub. At 6, I used to come over, watch PBS, and eat a bowl of Kix, while we kicked back and reminisce about God's plan for your life. I remember. You used to laugh and pinch me every time I'd come and dance with you at 13. Most of all, Grandma, I remember you. The most painful day in my life was getting a call telling me that plates of your body rubbed against each other and caused earthquakes and tsunamis. Grandma, I miss you. I kept that promise we made. You met your great-grandson. I don't know what may come my way, but I know there's a little woman whose skin is the color of sunflowers. She is whispering a prayer of protection over me every day. She is a warrior. Armed with her little black Bible and her cassette tape, she is strong. And I owe it to her to say a little prayer and keep holding on. Thank you.
I have never liked the popularization of the phrase F the police. I just don't like F-bombs at all. I see bombs as inherently destructive, and we as a society have become careless with our words, things that are not careless. Taking your kids to school. Assuming the teachers and staff will help them learn. Assuming the gates and doors will keep out any strangers. Assuming the place you send your child will teach them stories about make-believe dragons, not put them in the path of real-life monsters. Right now, it feels careless to assume that anything within a school building is safe. Right now, it feels careless to assume that the people who are supposed to protect your children can actually protect your children. Us teachers were only ever supposed to nurture their minds. Anything past that is above and beyond, and while many of us go above and beyond, the people who actually signed up to stop crimes, well, they seem to find any excuse not to enter the building. And not just not enter the building, but keep other would-be saviors out as well. Silence the people who beg them to do something, leave those inside to be all but sitting ducks, and instead of calling out the very clear problem, we cry politics. And try to push things onto the teachers who already have 15 different jobs and not enough hours in which to do them. How many of your college degrees cover this type of duty? Ours taught us to move tables in front of doors and dial 911. Ours taught us to keep our students conscious until the ambulances arrive. Ours taught us to keep the monsters out until the authorities come in. What happens when those authorities never come in? Powerlessness is sitting in a Stop the Bleed training, practicing with actual Stop the Bleed equipment, only to Google it on your phone and realize they are $100 a piece. Hopelessness is having the officer running the training explain that he understands this will come out of your own pocket, so he instead recommends the following arts and craft supplies, which in a pinch can be used to stop the blood flow to a given limb. Bitterness is not remembering when you signed up for a degree in the medical field and realizing you could have made more money if you'd just done that. In all the nightmares I've had involving this scenario, I have never once held a weapon in my hand. These bedtime terrors sometimes end with me bleeding out in the hallway while my students are safely locked behind me in the classroom, because this, to my unconscious mind, is the best case scenario for such a situation. I cannot speak for other teachers, but I am willing to lay down my life for those I love. Shame on anyone who expects me to do so. Shame on anyone who expects a person who chose a job that is inherently nurturing to become a killer. Shame on anyone who assumes that if I had a gun on my side, I would even use it. This may be radical for you to imagine, but even in a situation where my life is in danger, I don't see myself taking another's. And maybe I'm wrong. I mean, you don't really know until you're there. You don't really know what's going to happen until it happens. Life is unpredictable that way, or so we say, but can we really call something unpredictable when it occurs on a consistent basis? Did any of us really not expect this to happen again? I cannot speak for any other teacher, but I know enough of myself to tell you that even with a piece on my side, I'm more likely to become a shield in that situation. To raise my hands in front of me, place myself in the line of fire, and let my body be bullet-ridden before any of my students get touched. We already ask so much of teachers. Do we really need to insist that they pick between being military or martyr? This is not meant to be inspirational. This is not meant to be political, informative, or anything that serves you at all. This poem is not for you at all. This poem is for my nightmares and the decision makers who hear them yet remain unmoved.
This piece is called Soul on Black. My skin baked, my hair nappy. I meditate until I'm near happy. My fears pass me. I happily smile. The devil's trying to trap me. Death tries to trap me, but I step like 1,000 ancestors back me. Can't crack me, can't back me into a corner. There's only the black me. Even my lightest thoughts are dark khaki. My dreams are pure ebony, protected by melanin weaponry, nothing lighter. I black out on a whitewashed rider, hunting for the truth in our stories, armed with a bow and a pen. I'm like a blend of Ogun and Anansi the spider. Birth from pyramid aligners and Dogon starfinders, Zulu warfighters and Songhai gold miners. The original old timers, no carbon copy. I'm carbon bodied, no sulfur. I'm a sculpture sculpted from the oldest stones. My bones are the oldest bones. My form formed from the first words spoken. I'm proof of all around working. I'm Obata's chosen, cloaked in dark matter. Skin soaked in the ink that wrote the first chapter. My past stature can't be measured. My heart's already been weighed against my ox feather. There is none better. Thank you.
I to hell this morning, came back and brought you poetry.
Yes, ma'am.
I was burned to a degree. You may not recognize me, but listen to this shift in my mission, to how I've been replenished, never to be diminished again. I'm reliving every sin, every trifling, conniving echoes of silence beating down the walls of my emptiness. I was cut deep, deeper than death could ever meet. And the only reparations I was ever handed was an apology. I've got trash bags filled with apologies. I'm sorry for your mental maladies, but sorry couldn't cover the ground I bled on. I felt like an open Bible that everybody just read wrong. I've been transformed into a different species. There's a change in my walk and life in what I speak. I thought hell was a curse for eternity, but sometimes you gotta go through hell to get to where you need to be. Yeah. It's a good thing I let my mind slip me, because this pain produced my every word of poetry, but I am not a poet, contrary to the shirts. What I am is resilient. A promise from the Most High to this generation. A living form of a deliverance. Everything I touch turns to greatness. I am a goddess. A superhuman, amazing phenomenon. A light to the blind and the deaf man's favorite song. I am powerful. A movement alone like shifts in tectonic plates. I am a wave, an epidemic to be reckoned with. I am not your average anything, and settling is against my religion. I am the mother of tomorrow, and the reason God has yet to forsake us. I'm a dangerous genius, a much needed revolution, the solution not made to be figured out. I'm someone you will never meet, but always hear about. Like words through the grapevine, I've been intertwined with blazes. I had to walk on firestones to make it a good year. Call me amazing. By nature, I went to hell for the sake of creation, found my way back to a stage just to bring you poetry.
As she said, purpose to poet. With a little something, something light. I thought you cared because you led me to this pond to drink your words that I thought was love. I guess not. I thought you cared because the way you made me feel in the inside, but I guess not. Because one of us was in disguise. I thought you cared because you was there when I was lost. I guess not. Because in reality, you was never there. You never cared because I just made an illusion in my head, hoping one day it would come true, but I guess not. But it's okay. It's all just a dream.
I'd rather write about the freckles on your back than think about all the ways in which you quite possibly don't love me. I feel sick at the very thought of you picking me apart the way you did, fingers grabbing and stroking in a catastrophic symphony of skin and vulnerability. Bury me in the warmth of your embrace, drown me in the scent of something like home, carry my fears into whispers of forever, hold me until I question if I was ever broken at all. Let's read between each other's lines, share my sentences, and punctuate my paragraphs with your mouth, because I can breathe easier in the mornings where I wake up wrapped around you. You tell me that trust issues and scars aren't endearing, and I tell you that neither is counting up the potential number of pills needed to dissolve your body into the living room carpet. Let me sink inside your skin and make a home in your flesh. I tell you about the nights where I lie awake in the bath turning the water red. Tragic, isn't it? You tell me that this isn't how my head should work, and I tell you that I already know everything you could possibly tell me. I already know. I know I cope in unhealthy ways and my hands shouldn't shake all the time. My system has shut down. I'm sorry I can't process the conversation you are sending my way. It seems your words travel a one-way street, getting lost amongst the tangled sheets of my brain. Please let me stitch myself into you, even just for a while, until I no longer feel dizzy and my world stops spinning. I don't need you to tell me that it will be okay, because honestly, I don't think it will be, and that in itself is okay. Let me stitch myself into you because my own skin can't take it anymore. Let me call you back when my voice stops wobbling and my vision straightens out, but honestly, I'm terrified that it never will. What if this is it? Headaches and tears and shaking and blood and the debilitating gut-wrenching feeling of pure and euphoric emptiness. Tragic, isn't it? Here it is. Why is it when I gaze at the impression of battered asteroids, destruction of your surface formed through collision, chaos, I cannot help but confide in your imperfect beauty? The moon and her craters, Saturn and her rings, beings, objects, mindlessly orbiting the same star. I cannot help but personify these celestial creatures. I spend the whole night staring, watching. It seems absurd to look up and away for so long, enviously. Perhaps I characterize these mindless orbs with such an ardent, passionate, divine gaze because I refuse to look inward. I refuse to adore myself. After all, the night sky changes for no one, eternal in her beauty. No matter the season, constellation, phase, she seems to dazzle. I choose to dedicate this transcendency through poetry, sketches, songs, any medium that ignores recognition of my being. Maybe I can learn to cherish my blemishes as I venerate the beauty and power behind unconsciously marvelous annihilation. Call me Chica, cause I wrote this song about you. You're so tired by the disguise that you forgot how you look. While you lying to people saying that you're good, acting like if your crooked smile don't shine bright like the North Star, erase God's creativity. Because you said you wanted to become a supermodel, another word for equivalent to zero. Should I continue? Should I talk about how others blaspheming your name, waiting for you until your deathbed? Or let's talk about how your insecurities, how your father compares you to others. You saw the difference within weight and knowledge that falls from the tree. I know that one must have been really tragic. But there's one part to that Chica song that reminds me of you. Let them talk, yeah, because that seems fair. Because you always sat and observed, and mysteriously you always seem to prove your doubters wrong, where the people think that you do voodoo, but who knew you was a blessing with a certain kind of fabric? Ain't gonna lie, you got a great support team. Your friends got your back more than ever, or more than I got. And God got your front guiding you. If you was a heavyweight, I know you hide in disguise. Acting like prey, but really you're a predator inside like a spider. Getting your enemies tangled into your web. Instead of calling you by your name, I should call you Superwoman. A woman by day, a hero by night. Because you're a normal person during the day, but you're a working machine by night, helping everybody else but yourself. I'll call you crazy. But others will call you a friend, a sister. But really, I would like to call you a deadbeat for leaving me in the past and saying farewell. I hate how your confidence boosts you up. After I was gone, how your smile became real. Maybe it's the hormones, or maybe it's your past reflection. Or maybe it's me. Your number one enemy, it's your past self, your well-known but most forgotten enemy, the one that deceived Adam and Eve, Cain, Goliath, and more, and your sins and bad habits you couldn't get rid of. But it seemed like you beat my obstacle. They always say the hardest challenges are not with people, but within. And honestly, I hate how you became the bigger person. I see how the voices in your head don't speak. Your soul must be at peace. It's funny how depression and anxiety don't creep up on you like trick or treat. I hate how you don't beg God anymore to survive another night, but instead be thankful. Moral of the story, I hate you. I hate how you accepted defeat and learned from it. But mostly, I hate myself. Thank you.
If a tree fell in the forest and no one was there to see it, did it really happen? Would you choose not to believe it? I'll say it again. If a tree fell in the forest and no one was there to see it, did it really happen? Would you choose not to believe it? If you didn't see it, would you even explore it? Or because you're not directly affected, would you choose to ignore it? Is there white privilege? Is it legit? What would it take for you to consider it? Would you approach the statement? Would you attempt to broach but instead choose to forget? Or are you one that thinks the subject should immediately be dismissed? The struggle is real, that's what they say. I worked hard to get where I am today. No one handed me anything, nothing I have was free. But are you sought out to be made a victim in society? If I am black and I can't seem to succeed, does that mean I didn't try? Does it make me less undeserving? Does it make me a lie? What if in reality, I always ran as hard as I should? What if I stayed late, worked hard, and did everything I could? But the answer is still no. Always is no. When I make a fuss, am I angry, or am I just misunderstood? Am I frustrated because I wish someone would stand up for me and treat me like they should? Black folks that have access, you don't make it any better. You prefer to say, yes, sir, master, I'ma keep it to the letter. Knowing our struggle causes for equity, which is what I need to have based on what I have. Yet you prefer to reduce me, or be full of animosity, or see my capacity for deductive reciprocity. But that's a conversation for another day. Back to the story, listen up, Because if you don't get it, there's a real cost to pay. There are some that demand I be all I can be. But in reality, the line keeps moving for someone who looks like me. What should I do? Continue to be silent? Just take what's handed to me, sit, and be quiet? Here is the thing. Without you, in most circumstances, I don't succeed. So I ask, will you please join me in stating my case? Will you help me prove I'm not crazy? Or would you prefer I simply be erased? Others just want to get along. Others just want to get along. But if I am to be honest, that too is a big mistake. It does nothing but to hide the truth, breed misunderstandings, and ends in about face. I must be mistaken though. This can't be right. Yet somehow this age-old battle continues to be an everyday fight. Subjective in your opinion, but objective in your decision about me. The me you can't even see. The me you refuse to see. Can you understand that I'm human? Not something to just tolerate. I've seen dogs get better privilege and a better fate. Am I to be compared to a dog when talking about whether my black life matters? I can't see how this situation can get any sadder. Yes, all lives matter, but my house is the one burning down. If you don't listen, then Luke burn it down to the ground. That's what some black people think. Seemingly crazy, I know. But they feel backed in a corner with no place to go. Because automatically your skin color makes you better than me. Or is that an illusion, just like the truth?
Y'all ready? I felt all touch with fever, embarrassed by the crowd. I felt he found my letters and read each one aloud. Hey, hey, I prayed that he would finish, but he just kept right on, strumming my pain with his finger. One time, singing my life with his word. Two times, killing me softly with his song. Killing me softly with his song. Telling my whole life with his word. Killing me softly with his song. I gotta take it to the first verse because that song was so much. Here we go. I heard he sang a good song. I heard he had a style. And so I came to see him and listen for a while. Yeah, that sound good. And there he was, this young one, a stranger to my eyes, strumming my pain with his finger. We got that. Singing my life with his words. Two times, killing me softly with his song. Killing me softly with his song. Telling my whole life with his words. Killing me softly with his song. We better take him to the bridge. Take him to the bridge. Hey! softly.